This is Lance Cleveland, author of the Store Locator Plus plugin, going over a quick overview of Store Locator Plus Enhanced Search with version 0.7.1 that has a patch for the name search. So in order to do my testing, I need to run through some simple cases here. I figured it would be a good time to show how that feature works. It's a fairly simplistic option as far as functionality. So to turn it on, you just go to Map Settings after you've installed the Enhanced Search add-on pack. And in the newer versions of Store Locator Plus, you should see an interface similar to this one here. And you can go to the Search Form tab here, which will show you the show search by name functionality. So by default, when you bring up the map, that is not enabled. And when you go to the search page, it will just search for everything within a radius that you determine, regardless of what the name of the organization is. So I can search here for everything within 200 miles of the zip code and see that it shows all the locations here. Now I can go in here and turn on the name search. Now this does not expand the radius beyond what you have set here, so you'll still need to have a location entered from where they want to search, and also you know, a default radius that's large enough. If you're going to hide things like the address field, you want to make sure that your search is large enough value here, something like 500 miles, to make sure they get everything on the page. So let me reload this page here, and you'll see it now brings up the name field here, and I'm going to filter it just based on places that match this name and within 200 miles of the same address. And this time it's going to limit the results to anything that's within 200 miles of that address. So you want to make sure that's set. If you don't have that set, then what will happen is it's just going to go within 200 miles of the default location. Since I'm in the United States, it's going to pick a center starting point in the middle of the USA, which happens to be out near Coffeyville, Kansas. That's where Google's determined the center of the US to be. So if I just do the same search here now and try to find things within 200 miles by that name, it is not discrete search. That means it's not going to search the database and find every single location anywhere in the world with that name. It's always going to be based on a certain home address where the user is based and within a certain radius. And even if I set that to 500 miles, there happens to be no locations in my database that are within 500 miles of the middle of the US named Tsunami. So that's how Enhanced Search name works. And you can see if I put back in an address and I know there's locations within 500 miles, it will show every place within 500 miles named just that. And if I filter by name of Amalfi's, it shows that. So there are ways to get around that. One is set a very large default radius and hide the address zip field, and you can search by name. Your address default is going to be the center of whatever country you're in, so you probably want, for larger countries like the United States, your default radius to be 10,000 miles if you're going to hide these two fields. So that's a quick overview of how Enhanced Name Search works with Enhanced Search add-on. If you do want to add features such as a different center point for your map to be a specific address and kind of drive the radius from the center of that, you'll want to get the Enhanced Map add-on. This is under development right now for a newer version, but with Enhanced Map you can do the center map at, which is something you may want to look at as well. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.